Hi everyone, it's Yolanda. I am going to share with you the measurements that I cut my little file folder down to create this little journaling kit. We're doing a swap over at Your Paper Pantry for June, and it's a journaling kit using a manila folder. Super easy. I'm sure some of you have already started and got it all figured out, but I just wanted to show you what I did, okay? And I'm into all these office supply things the last couple projects. So I actually created these to sell at the boutiques that I do. And speaking of boutiques, I will be sharing in a video the stuff that I make and sell for my craft boutiques, and I am going to be showing you like my table setup and some neat, easy, inexpensive ideas I've come up with that can really showcase your products, because I have learned the hard way and it's been trial and error, and I've really put a lot of work into how I display my items. So I'll have those videos coming too, okay? So anyhow, I just took a regular file folder, okay, and you are going to trim it down to on the side with the tab. I'm going to be cutting that off. Let me see. I don't want to hit the camera. You are going to be trimming it down to 6.5 inch wide, because our folders need to at least be 6 inch square. So I did mine 6.5, okay? And then, so 6.5, and then I save these because I'll use them, let me show you, I'll use them to do these little tab things right here, or I'll turn them into tags. I just trim off, you know, this little part right here, and then I'll do a little angle cut, and I'll make little tags, and they just come in handy for stuff. Okay, and then you're going to cut it down to 11 inch, which you're only cutting off a little bit because they're almost like, what, 11.5 or something like that. Okay, so you're going to do that. So they are 6.5 inch wide by 11 inch tall. And then you're probably still going to trim off more from the height later, but just to me it's safe to start there, because then you can see what you want to do or want to add, and I'll show you what I mean. See, I've scored in 2 different places so I could scallop punch and then fold this over, which I'm going to show you right now. But if you cut it too short and then you use a punch and then you realize, oh, that punch was a little too deep, and so it made this section right here really short, like you can't go back. So it's better to start off really, you know, longer than you need it. You'll get what I mean right now. Okay, so then I just keep it folded in half because you can score through both layers. And I score it at 6.5 inch, and that creates your square, and at 9 inch. Okay, at 9 inch. Give it a couple passes because it's thick. All right, and then open it up, obviously, and then you fold that up on the 6 inch and then down on the 9 inch, like that. Okay. And then give it a really good crease. Now, what you're going to find, and this is trial and error, okay? What you're going to find, I have figured this out from stitching and putting them together. So if you crease this really, really well, and really flatten it out really good, on the other end you're going to kind of push out, let's see what's the best way to describe this. You're going to like flatten it out completely and like push out like what would overhang down here, and then I just trim that off, okay, because then you have it completely flat. Sometimes there's like a little more left. See, like here there's hardly any overhang at all, but over here you can see it just a little tiny bit, but it does make a difference when you stitch them, because that's what I've done. I've stitched them in. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and punch whatever you want, or if you, like I said, if you want to make this like a little shorter, at least you have your base to start with. Like, you know, you only have this much to work with, so you can decide. The scallop punch that I use is pretty, it's a normal, it's a little larger than average scallop. But I still think I have to end up cutting off about 1/4 or 1/2 inch before I punch. So, and my fingers are still full of ink. I'm sorry. My nails, I couldn't get it out yesterday. Ink and paint. I was making a mask for Maddie's Mardi Gras 8th grade dance. Turned out really nice. I put some pictures on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you can find me under Yolanda Pasillas, Pasillas, if you follow me. I think I need to make a separate Facebook page, though, for just all my artsy craftsy stuff, because I mix it in with like regular everyday family stuff, and so I kind of want my friends to have a spot just special for them. Okay. Anyhow, I was making a mask and it came out really nice. It was fun. I think that could be a totally other fun project to do. Okay. So like I said, I leave this base, and then you know what you can cut, how much you're going to cut. Now, let me give you some tips. Okay. So once you decide how you're going to cut it, obviously you can just fold it over, right? And then, oh, this is the other thing that I do too. I fold it over, I fold it closed. Wait, no. I think I trim it first. Okay, so I do my scallop punch, or whatever punch you want. And then I like to do this little notch right here. You see this little notch? I like to do that because it takes off the bulk and it's easier to fold. That's why I wasn't able to fold it that easy right there. So what I do is I open it back up, okay? Open it back up. And then I just draw, or I just freehand. I'm not a big measurer. But if you want to make a line and make sure it's perfectly straight, you're just going to measure from, okay, now look at, see, from that fold line, that last fold line, okay, you're just going to measure from the corner and just, angle it and then make a line, and then you're going to trim it, okay? So when you trim it, then you're going to have that little V notch right there, okay? So I I punch first, then I do that little trim. And then if you want, then you can add like a little border, whatever. And then I do all that first before I stitch it closed. I do all that first. Okay, so once you have your whatever you want on here and you have that notched out, then when you fold it in half, you've eliminated some of the bulk. Fold it in half, and then that's when I really give it another really good press with my bone folder, like really smash it down, because then you can just cut off all that excess. And I just do that with like an X-Acto knife, okay? And it's really easy, but taking that part out really opens it up here to fold easier, okay? And then like I corner round, see, I like corner rounded, okay? And then with my sewing machine, I just go back, and that's going to be the next video. As soon as I finish this one, I'm going to film that one. With my sewing machine, I just stitch down the middle right here on the center and then on the sides to create my pockets. And that's it. And super easy. Like I said, I'm sure some of you have already started. You don't have to sew. You can, put a brad, you can glue, you can tape, whatever, And then I feel okay, like I said, these are for craft boutique. So these I'm selling along as little kits to go along with my my journals. And I just wanted people to have something like to fill their little journals with. And so I just randomly took tags, stamped on them. This is like a date stamp. I used a bunch of my scraps and just created little tabs. This is a little glassine envelope. I took my cloud punch and just punched a whole bunch of clouds out and then stamped the word date on there. Look at this is another scrap using the leftover pieces that you've trimmed off of the file folder. Made a tag. And just that, I took some like Can Company tags I had. This is a stamp. I don't remember where the stamp comes from, but it says authentic, one of a kind. I stamped it and cut it out and then attached it to a tag. This is an envelope. I just stamped classified. So that part is super easy. So the swap is at least to fill it with, I think I put 5. I think I said 5. If you're in the swap, read the notes. It's either 5 or 10. I can't remember because we're making, curses. I think we're making 3 of them. But if you're making 3, these are super easy, and you don't have to decorate it crazy fancy. You can just, what I did with this is something that I did on that other journal that I showed the other day out of an envelope. I create a template. You find a shape you like, It could be an oval, it could be a scallop circle, whatever, and cut it out of chipboard, like in a die cut. Cut it out from chipboard, and then you could use this as your template. And I use it to paint, so that's what I did. I just put that on the front right here, painted it with white, and then it gives me a spot for writing. And then I just outlined it with a Sharpie and just put a little flower on there. I made these a really long time ago for a craft boutique. I'd actually gotten some in a swap from Lorinda. She's at Water Moon here on YouTube, and this is a long time ago. If you watch Lorinda, I still have a few of your flowers that you sent me because I love them and I don't want to use them. Anyhow, I haven't seen videos from her in a really long time, but she'd made these beautiful flowers, and they were something like this, but hers were just absolutely beautiful, and I loved them, and I didn't want to use the ones she made me. So I think she did a video. I'll try to find it and link you. She did a video on how she made them, so I created like my own, but oh my gosh, I adore them. They're the most beautiful colors too. So anyhow, you don't have to decorate it too much. You just kind of keep it kind of basic. And then for my closure, I just did these little things where you punch the 2 circles and attach an eyelet, one to the front, one to the back with your string, and that's it. So super easy and fun. Every project, like I say this all the time, you guys probably get sick of hearing it. Not every project has to have every bell and whistle. I mean, who wouldn't like to get this? I know I would love to get it. So I'll give one to myself. All right. And then I stamped handmade. And that was it. And so these are pretty popular at my boutiques too. So, all right. Come right back. I'm going to do a video right now. It's Saturday morning. The kids, we're going to go bike riding in a second because I promised the twins and they're driving me bananas. I'm like, can mom have her coffee? Good grading. So I'm going to upload this and I am going to film not how I necessarily sew these, but how I sew on paper. Okay? Come right back. Bye.